Hey everybody, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about Huntsong. This is the second book in the Singer of Tarandria series by Pirate Abba and narrated by Andrea Parso. This audiobook's length is 27 hours and 37 minutes, so quite the chunk for a side story from the Wandering Inn series. Again, if you're not familiar with this series, I do have, or this particular book, it being also the second book in this series, I do have book one of Gravesong. I did a review on that earlier when it first came out. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, then go check out that video on my YouTube channel. But yes, today we are going to be talking about Huntsong. This is book two of the Singer of Tarandria series, and I am super excited, and I can't wait for more books in this series. I'm actually not sure how many books. I think it is a completed side series. Don't quote me on that. I'm not completely sure, but I'm really excited to see how many more books we're going to get out of the Singer Tarandria series, because I've been really enjoying it. And I am someone that has listened to all of the current Wandering Inn audiobooks, so I'm all the way up to the most current one, with the Garden of Sanctuary coming out in April of 2025. That one's gonna be, I'm excited. The last one left off, Hell's Wardens left off on such like an interesting point that I just hope to find more and listen to more once that series. I could always read it, but I personally prefer audiobooks to reading. But I've been trying to mix it up a little bit lately. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Huntsong, the Singer of Tarandria, Book 2. So, what I really like to do with these videos is to give my opinion on the book and what I liked and didn't like about it, and who this book might be for and who this book might not be for. Again, this is book 2, so if you haven't watched my book 1, go watch the book 1, then watch the book 2. There might be some spoilers. I will try not to, but I mean, this is the second book, so I might talk about some things that have been resolved or expanded upon from book 1 in this series. And I just know that going forward, so I don't want to be blamed for spoiling something for you. But in this book, we get back with Kara O'Sullivan from her being isekai from book 1 into now book 2, where she's continuing on in this fantasy land of levels, skills, and undead everywhere, and dealing with that, and also just trying to find her place within this world. Kara O'Sullivan is an actor / singer. She is a performer, and leaving off of book 1, she is in book 2 trying to find herself, and she's going into the capital of Nolictus Minerum. I hope I'm getting that right. And she's going to try to carve out a name for herself as a performer, and she's really hoping to make her claim so she can pay back to all the people that she feels like she owes. So that's a little bit of where we're starting off in Huntsong. And if you want a better summary, there'll be a link to the Audible page in the description of this video. And so that's where we kind of start. See Kara, as she's going through her journey in Huntsong, she has been in trouble. She has gotten fame. She's found someone else from Earth as a helpful servant. She finds that there's some wonky things going around, and the Helserns aren't as what they seem to be. She meets an incredibly powerful witch, and I got really excited when Bellivier came back into the series, because if you are a Wandering fan, audiobook listener, or if you just have gotten to the point where Bellivier has been introduced for like the first time in River Farm, then yeah, that's she is pretty intense in that one. But her character is even fleshed more out in book 2 of the Singer of Tarandria series, and I just love how her character has been just you get to know more about her. And I feel like, because I feel like in the Wandering Inn series, you don't really know too much about Belvedere, but you get to kind of get the gist of it. She's evil, she's super powerful, she's immortal, and she's been around forever. But in this series, it feels like more like you get to see her in action, and it's pretty interesting, and I'm pretty excited, and can't wait to see more of Belvedere within this series. Excuse me. But yeah, let's go into some of the pros that I had about this. And the pros is just the story is great, and I just love to see the development. And I liked the characters that keep getting introduced. You get a hunter of No Lictus, and you get some other performers that Kara comes in contact with, and just how this particular character has influenced other characters' lives, and where that kind of spiderweb ripples out to the affecting of what people do, and how their lives are changed just by someone being isekai into Earth. Pyre Abba does a great job in how the ripples of people being brought from Earth to this magical world, and I just really enjoy that in the story, and love to see that being walked through. This series. Another, I would say, good point about the whole book series is Pyre Abba really gets into all the characters and really gets into the world building, and sometimes it gets a little too into the world building, but personally I really enjoy that. And I just love how they're setting the stage for this book, and just all the Wandering Inn books. And yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah, there's a lot of writing, but it's really good stuff once you have gone through it and you see the connections start happening left and right, especially when the Singer of Tarandria series first came out. You already had, and if you're a Wandering Inn fan already, you already had a little bit of a taste of what was going on. And it was just nice to see that through this series, the side series, and kind of see the connections and the kind of writing style that Pyre Abba has, and seeing that in there. So yeah, again, story is amazing. Another thing is I like to see the development of other characters other than Kara, and it was interesting to see them just become more of themselves. And at first, this was the first book was kind of mainly on Kara, and it still is. This is primarily her story, but the kind of in the Wandering Inn series, you got Aaron, but then you also have all these other characters, whether it's other people from Earth or just characters that she interacts with, and you get a deeper kind of sense and backstory on that specific character. It really shines through to the second book in this series, where you're learning about more characters and their backstories and their interesting quirks and secrets. And so it's very cool. And another pro, I think I talked about this a little bit earlier, is Belvedere. I liked her character in one of the earlier audiobooks for the Wandering Inn series, when you meet her and she's leaving Tarandria and she's coming to Israel and she's trying to find her daughter, Wiscaria. But in this series, you're just seeing more of who Belvedere is, and how, evil, sinister, and cruel she can be, and how powerful she is. And yeah, you get a sense for that, but for some reason I feel like you get a deeper sense of that within the Singer of Tarandria series. And really, really love her character, and can't wait to see how her character is expounded on in the further books in the Singer of Tarandria series. But yeah, that's just another pro I have for that. And other than characters and developments, the enjoyment of the story, I just think this is a really great second book to this series, and would highly recommend to anyone that is wanting to get into, maybe they read the first and they don't know if they want to continue with the second. I would continue with the second. This second book in the series is just a great, build up to what's happening. You get to learn more about the Hunters Guild. You get to learn more about the Tarandria's undead darker side, and you get to see some interesting characters, and you get to see some interesting monsters. There's an undead lord towards the end of the book. I know it's a little bit of a spoiler, talking a little bit about that, but again, I said there would be a little bit of spoilers probably, and just getting so excited about this book, I can't help but being interested in seeing some of the characters and creatures and monsters that are introduced into this series. But yeah, just really, really loved it. And I would just say maybe even let's turn to some of the cons. I have a lot of pros, but I don't want to I don't know. I feel like I'd just get into nitty gritty and be here for hours talking about the pros. I'm biased. I love this series, and I really enjoy Pyre Abba's writing. But let's go to some of the cons. There wasn't that much singing. There was singing, and there were some really cool parts, like the Smallest Violin by AJR. I think they credited the songwriter, but that was being adapted into the Wandering Inn series, so people could understand kind of our music into this magical, fanciful world's music. And I thought it was really cool, and I would love to hear a track list of Andrea Parsons singing adapted songs for a Wandering Inn mixtape. That would just be hilarious, but I think it would be really cool. And maybe it's in the works. I don't know. But I think that'd be something that'd be a lot of fun to get a bunch of interesting songs and weave in the Wandering Inn universe into those songs. And I just thought that would be that would be something cool. But yeah, there was not that much singing. There was I don't know if that's just because of all the stuff that you have to probably get in legally. Because at the end of the book, when it was in the credits, there was a lot of this credit here, credit there, and so there's probably just a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, loops that you have to go through to even get a pop song or a song that people can relate to into the Wandering Inn series and be making money, and is that money being accredited? But yeah. There wasn't that much singing, but it was still pretty cool to see some singing, because like I said, the AJR song of the Smallest Violin, the World's Smallest Violin, I think it's called, but that was pretty darn cool when Kara's character was adapting that to the current times of being in this magical levels and skills world. And it was interesting to see some of her skills too, just the development of character. But yeah, back to the cons, because I'm all about cons right now. It was just not that much singing, which I was a little disappointed, but I can kind of see why there wasn't that much singing in this series. But yeah, that's all I've really got. There's not too much. I would say if you don't even like the Wandering Inn series, you're probably not even watching this video. But if you're already kind of not liking the side character, quest of everything, I find that sad, because I really think this is a nice kind of turn of a perspective to see what else is going on in other people's timeline, or other people's experiences in this world. So again, not much cons. I just really didn't find any, but I thought the lack of singing in this one was sad, and it's kind of just, again, more of a nitpick, not a total ding to it, but I was just kind of oh, okay. But the whole fixing some of the songs into Wandering Inn songs, that would be just really cool. So yeah. There's not that much. Again, I told you before, I am very biased to this series, and I think it's a great series, and I think it's really something that I am excited to see more of. I just can't wait, because the ending to this series, to the second book, really left me with a lot of questions and a lot of okay, I need the next book. When is this happening? I need the third book in this series, because Belvedere is becoming cool. There's a whole bunch of whatever has happening with Height. She is a hunter of no Elictus. She's gotten to the point of becoming a veteran, a hunter, and knowing what the heck that is and all the secrets behind it and why, the veteran hunters are acting the way they are. And then you've got Kara. She's hooking up with some characters or she's getting together with some characters that, if you have listened to where Belvedere is happening in the Wandering Inn series, that you're kind of like, oh snap, what's going to happen here? How is this going to how are we going to see the backstory behind this before this person went after Belvedere, the night? But yeah, it's just a great series. It's a great book, and I'm all over the place, I think. I hope not. I hope this is sparking an interest, especially if you're watch the first one and then watch the second one to see if this is a series of books that you want to get into. Because again, this is a standalone. You don't have to watch or read the Wandering Inn main series. You could go straight to Gravesong and then to Huntsong. By the way they get to the name Huntsong and how that's incorporated into the story is really cool, and I'll leave that for you to find out. But I thought the whole, for those that have already listened to or read Huntsong, the way they get to that name is pretty darn cool. And it just surprises me sometimes how some of the characters and again, I know this is like the universe that Pyra has created, but I'm just kind of like, why aren't people in the universe of the Wandering Inn using their classes, magic, and stuff to make more interesting combinations? But, no one's probably nitpicking and grinding and being like, okay, if I do this, that, consolidate classes, because they're just probably trying to survive day to day, or trying to go the paved path of success. And it only gets shaken up when someone is put into a dire situation, and then they get some cool class. And then it's like, okay, well, not everyone wants to put themselves into a dire situation. They want to, the safe way, the tried and true method and all that jazz. But yeah. So yeah, in a nutshell, Huntsong is great. This series is great. If you like this series and you haven't gotten into the Wandering Inn series, get into that. They have re-recorded book 1 of the Wandering Inn series. So if you're watching this and you already have book 1 on Audible, you only need to re-download it, and you can listen to Andrea Parsonow's re-recording of the first book in the Wandering Inn series, which is really cool. And another thing, the Wandering Inn, Pyra has gotten to a comic series now that she's putting, they have been created with the talented artist. I don't know the artist's name, I'm sorry, but I will link in the description of this video to the webcomic of the Wandering Inn series. It's really cool, and I'm super excited, and it's just pretty awesome to see all the stuff that is up there. And if you're a Patreon member of Pyra, you will get to have premier access to that webcomic as well, so you can read more than what people that have to wait, that don't pay for the service. So again, a link to that will be in the description of this video. And yeah, I just can't say enough good things about this series, and I find it really interesting. If you have read or listened to Huntsong and you want to go ahead and comment down below and tell me something that you find interesting, something that maybe you liked or disliked about this second book in the Singer Trangier series, let me know, because I thought this was a pretty good one, and I would love to hear your comments and thoughts on that. But yeah, I just think this is a great series, and there's a lot going on with the Wandering Inn whole universe right now. Is new Wandering Inn audiobooks, new the constant writing of the the novel on their website, and then the Singer Trangier series, the webcomic. This is a lot for, and then they had Pyra did a collaboration with a fashion artist or a fashion designer, and they have their own fashion line going for a limited time on the Wandering Inn website. It's just a lot going on right now. And I know I'm going away from the initial audiobook that I was talking about, but there's just so much going on right now at the time of this recording. It's an exciting time to be a Wandering Inn fan. So without further ado, I'll let you go and digest everything. I hope I sparked your interest. I hope I saved you time, money, if this isn't something for you. Or I hope that I've sparked an interest and you can go ahead and check out the Singer Tyrandia series and get into Gravesong and then get into Huntsong. And just, this is a great way. I usually tell people to, if they don't want to go into such a deep rabbit hole with the Wandering Inn series and gets, the 1, 2, 3, and then go all the way to 11. Let's start with the Singer Tyrandia series and maybe get them into that first. And if they then get addicted that way, then they go through book 1 and, I think it's like 14 or 15 right now. But yeah, this is a great series and I highly recommend it. So without further ado, without me rambling more about how great and how much I love this series and how biased I am of this series, I will let you go and I will talk to you later. Again, leave comments below about this book and any other audiobook that you're currently listening to or reading in the lit RPG genre. And just let me know what your thoughts on, this or what your reading is. So, without further ado, let me let you go, and I'll see you guys later. All right? Toodles!